This is about the New Jersey Workers' Compensation Act. First, I'm going to give you a little history lesson, but bear with me. We're going to get to the meat of it in a minute. The New Jersey Workers' Compensation Act was passed in 1911. If you think work is dangerous now, you can imagine how dangerous it was in 1911. People would get hurt on the job because there wasn't proper safety equipment. Things were dangerous back then. And there was no social safety net if they got hurt. They were pretty much relying on their families. So what they would do is they would sue their employer for their personal injuries. They would say, hey, boss, you didn't make the workplace safe enough for me. I got hurt and I'm suing you. So it was actually the bosses, the employers, that went to the politicians and said, we need a law to protect us from these lawsuits. Now, they gave it a nice name, the Workers' Compensation Act, but I sometimes call it the Employer Lawsuit Protection Act, because the very first thing the law says is you cannot sue your employer for personal injuries on the job. Now, you can sue for discrimination, sexual harassment, things like that, but as far as getting physically hurt on the job, you cannot sue your employer. You can only make an insurance claim for workers' compensation benefits. Now, the very first thing you have to remember about workers' compensation is that there are two types of work-related injuries. The first one is called a traumatic injury, and that's like a car accident, something falling on you. The ambulance comes, takes you out of there, and takes you to the hospital. It's not hard to prove you got injured on the job when something like that